More is more and less is better. Subtraction will allow us to improve our lives and societies. Humans are wired by biology, psychology, and culture to seek and do more. But it can be more rewarding to go in another direction, argues a book called Subtract by Claudes. Why is it that we make to do lists but not stop doing lists? We add incentives for performance but rarely think about removing obstacles. We draft new laws without abolishing superfluous ones. We are driven to acquire more information and more things. But all too often, improvement comes from doing away with. The book touches on examples of radical change that began with a taking away, from city planner Sue, who revitalized San Francisco by tearing down a highway from the famous waterfront, to Leo Robinson, the dock worker in the US who began the anti apartheid boycott that flamed into a bigger movement and ended the old South African regime. The Nobel winning economist Elinor Ostrom, who discovered an enduring idea that common resources would inevitably be eroded. All of them tapped into the power of subtraction, says Claudes. As mammals, we have a reflexive urge to stockpile food and accumulate. Nature and nurture train us to think additively. It takes conscious effort to consider subtraction as an option. Claudes conducted experiments to show how most people, even asked to improve a piece of writing or music, work on Lego structures, rework a recipe, or modify an itinerary, tend to pile on rather than cut. While the book refers to decluttering gurus like Marie Kondo, it does not argue for mere minimalism, spiritual self denial, or elegance. Its advocacy of subtraction is actually a strategy for better performance. So, how does one put the principle to work? Invert the order of action and try subtraction first. In a medical emergency, doctors apply triage, following a simple sequence to save lives, stripping away complex details. Extract the essence of a challenge and keep reusing these subtractions. Advises the book. Klotz, a former soccer player, explains an epiphany his coaches had. During practice, they played with 9 players instead of 11, which shook them out of a suboptimal equilibrium, transforming and concentrating the team. This argument on the power of less obviously has lessons for the Anthropocene, the age of human impact on Earth. The economic logic of more is now entrenched around the world. Consuming is a duty. This has improved life chances around the world. But just because more has made things better does not mean less cannot. The planet has finite resources, and continuous progress depending on farmland, water, and fossil fuels is not a real possibility. Again, the art of subtraction can play a vital role. We need to prioritize, concentrate attention and resources as Costa Rica recently did. Its vision of carbon neutrality guiding granular decisions on budgets, laws, and incentives. Claude adds remove to the mantra of reduce, reuse, and recycle, which assumes that our current level of emissions is an unbreachable baseline. Across many aspects of life and work, The book shows how meaningful deletion and editing can accomplish more than adding does. As the philosopher Lao Tzu said, to attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, subtract things every day. Thank you.